Yes, students. In the succession of last video, as you know that I was dealing with Duchess of Malfi, and I was discussing the point melodramatic element in Duchess of Malfi. The students, the overall thing, what I want to tell you about the Duchess of Malfi, especially the melodramatic elements in it, that a kind of thrill, a kind of excitement, a kind of curiosity, a kind of a stunning kind of feeling, what is created in audience by melodramatic elements like horror, terror, bloodshed, murder, and all these kinds of things, mental torture, mental suffering, what you have just seen in the character of Duchess of Malfi, how Cardinal and Ferdinand had just created a terrible kind of atmosphere before Duchess, how Duchess just suffered mentally. She was just put into the company of mad ones, and how madmen just started torturing. So this is a kind of melodramatic element what creates not only a pathetic feeling in the hearts of audience but also a melodramatic atmosphere in the theater. The students, all these are the things what just makes this play a melodrama. Again and again I have just exemplified you that the hands of a dead man was just shown before Duchess, and again the images of the dead bodies of the children were just presented. Other so many kinds of tortures were just given to Duchess to give her a mental torture. So all these things just create a melodramatic atmosphere, and all these things make thrill in the hearts of audience. Students, these are the things important, especially for Duchess of Malfi, the play, what I have started to discuss, written by John Webster. Now, students, one thing is very remarkable. What I want to just add here that Duchess of Malfi is not actually a play of English background, but a critic used to say that Duchess of Malfi is an Italian play. Now, I want to just give you some information about that. That actually the atmosphere, the setting, what is given there, rather we can say the a story, what is behind it. Actually, it is from Italy. Students, you know that the character of Ferdinand and Cardinal is actually the man of a Machiavellian spirit. What kind of philosophic approach, what kind of views the Machiavelli has, you will find the same kind of approach in Ferdinand and Cardinal, who was just like a man who lives for their honor, and actually this is only finding of honor, but actually they are treacherous by heart. And you have seen in Duchess of Malfi that although they have said that Duchess, you are not allowed to marry again because this is the matter of prestige, this is the honor of royal blood, this is related to that, that's why you can never be allowed. But actually, indirectly, Ferdinand Cardinal's eyes were on the property, on the empire of Duchess. So this kind of Machiavellian spirit is there, and this was the contemporary 17th century Italian atmosphere. What has been presented, the loyal and faithful servants like Delio and Delio and Cariola has been presented there. So these are the things what are actually related to Italy, especially the 17th century atmosphere. A lust for sex, especially in royal families, romantic kind of approach, even in kings and prince and princess were there, and this kind of approach was presented there. what we find in Italian 17th century atmosphere, and also the character of Boshola, a man who is not faithful for anyone. You can just find the Machiavellian spirit also in Boshola, and the approach of Italian atmosphere, the approach of Italian spirit there, the approach of Italian social lifestyle, everything you will find in the character of Boshola, as he was not faithful neither for Duchess nor for Cardinal Ferdinand. He was only for money, a man who does everything only to get something. And this kind of spirit was there in Boshola. So all these things just create a thing that it is not English, but actually this is the spirit of Italian. That's why you can say that really Duchess of Malfi is an Italian play. So I have discussed it also. And one thing I want to add here, rather we can say that it is an analytical view, what we have analyzed. The students, the kind of respect and response from the audience and from the literary critics, literary scholars, what kind of response was expected from them for John Webster? So unfortunately, John Webster couldn't get. What was the reason that throughout 2 or 3 centuries, this great character, John Webster like character, was in dark? Means nobody has noticed his work, and he could not just get proper response from the society, especially English in those days. His tragedies, Duchess of Malfi, White Devil like great creations, a creations of a standard, but they could not get that kind of response and respect in the society, especially in England. What was the reason behind? That's a major reason was this, that John Webster survived his life and literary career first of all in the first half rather we can say, in the age of King James first Jacobean age, and Jacobean age was actually the starting when Shakespeare was there. And in the shade of Shakespeare, you know, if we illustrate it in very smart, you can say that if smartly you want to just understand it, you can understand it this, that Rahul Dravid, a great cricketer, if you all are interested in cricket, Rahul Dravid was also a great cricketer. He was a man of standard, especially in classical cricket. His achievement and contribution can for cricket can never be just forgotten. But he could not get that kind of popularity. Its major reason was this, that Rahul Dravid has played his career when Sachin Tendulkar was there. In the shade of Sachin Tendulkar, the kind of response what he deserved, Rahul Dravid could not get. The same kind of thing was there. It was the age of William Shakespeare when Duchess of Malfi and White Devil like great tragedies were written. So at that time, it was the spell of William Shakespeare in the society, and people were only ready to accept William Shakespeare and his plays, not of others. Kamdhenu Tajheri Kaun Duhawe. These kinds of feel was there. That's why he could not get that kind of response. And after William Shakespeare, when Shakespeare just gone from the world in 1616, so after that he survived. John Webster survived. But as I have told you already, in 17th century, so by and by, it was the influence of Puritans which was approaching in the society. And I have already discussed about the Civil War. During the 1642, when Civil War was started and theaters was just totally closed, and after that Puritans just became dominant in the society, and they thought that theater and plays are useless and they are only to corrupt the society. That's why totally the dramatic atmosphere, the drama, the theater, all were just vanished and just closed there. And in that period, John Webster has survived. So that this was the major reason that the kind of response and respect of what he deserved, he could not get. Students, I hope in this short video, I have tried to just summarize all the things, all the important facts about John Webster life, especially in academic areas, what is required for you. So I have tried my best to make you clear about John Webster and the important facts about his academic studies, on what ground you study. So I have tried my best, students. And in the succession of last video, I have added it because so many things are just left there. So with this remark, I would like to thank you. Thank you, dear students. Thank you very much.